Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of the This Is Going to Hurt podcast. My name is Gordon Duncan. I'm the owner of Capitalize Marketing and Consulting. And this show is part of the larger Capitalize Your Best podcast network of shows. On Mondays, we have this show, This Is Going to Hurt, which is our personal growth podcast, helping you make a better you. On Tuesdays, we have Coach Training Partners, which helps coaches create programs and grow their revenue. On Tuesdays evenings, we have a live 6 p.m. Capitalize coaching call within the Capitalize Your Best online community. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. On Wednesday, we have Capitalize Your Best, which is our business and growth podcast. We don't have a show on Thursdays. And on Fridays, sometimes we have a pop culture podcast called You're Entitled to Your Opinion. But right now, friends, thank you so much for your likes, your shares, your subscriptions, and all those things. They mean so much. Let's jump right in. There is a hidden cost of delaying a decision you have to make. This happens to all of us. We're facing some large decision, and we know we have to make it at some point in time. And we delay and we delay. Maybe it's because of the consequences that might happen, or things that might be found out, or the difficulty that lies ahead. I'd like to share with you the cost of delaying that decision, because what I'd like to happen for you is for some of that worry to be eliminated and for you to be able to get to your future quicker than you can imagine. The long season of knowing without deciding will kill you. The long season of knowing without deciding will kill you. Here's what I mean by that. When you know that you have to make a decision and you're just waiting and waiting and waiting, you know it, but you haven't decided. And it's a long season. And if you delay too long, the cost is going to be even greater than you can imagine. I learned this first and foremost and firsthand when I was around almost 50 and I had been in ministry in some form or the other for 20 years. And I knew after sitting down and talking with my wife that we were not going to retire in ministry, meaning in our old age, that at 50 or so, we were going to retire and then move full time into capitalized marketing and consulting. But I knew it wasn't going to be an easy decision. And so I remember when I was 49, us wrestling with that. How do we do it? And we knew it was the best decision. It was the best use of my gifts. It was the best thing for Amy and for the girls and our future and our place of life. But we were worried, what was the impact going to be on our church? We were worried how people were going to perceive us. We were concerned about how we were going to make a living. And that long decision for us, that long wait was eating us up. Now, we were fortunate. It didn't take us long to figure out what to do because it had a viable option of where to go with capitalized marketing. So we made the decision as quickly as possible and told people as prudently as possible so that the church, could do well in their transition as well as we could. But as we waited and waited, it was eating at us. Like we needed some finality. And it reminded me that had we taken 5 more years, it would have been worse. Our health would have been worse. My performance as a pastor would have been worse. My showing up for my kids would have been worse. No matter what, the long season of knowing without deciding will kill you. It will make you sick. And generally, the waiting and waiting does not bring about a better production or output or end result. Typically, the waiting only makes things worse. Friends, if you're in that cost decision delay cycle, I need you to know this. If you don't choose soon, it's going to be chosen for you. If you're delayed because you're worried about some consequence or what might happen, choose or it's going to be chosen for you. I could have stayed in ministry for another 20 years until 70. And you know what? I would have flourished in it. I was good at being a pastor, but a couple things would have happened. I think my health would have gotten worse because I'd have been bearing the weight of doing something that I still didn't feel called to do. I don't think I would have led the church as well. My passion would have dimmed, and my family wouldn't have enjoyed the freedom that we enjoyed post retirement. And if I hadn't chosen, those other things would have been chosen for me. Poor health, lack of passion. And the same thing for you. If you're not choosing what you know you need to choose, something's going to be chosen for you. And it's always better for you to be in the situation where you get to choose and something's not chosen for you. But I will say this, the cost of delaying a decision is terrible. But when you make the decision and you go all in, there's so much freedom of making and declaring that decision. When I met with my leadership and I told them that I was going to retire, there was a lot of questions back and forth. And ultimately, when I told the church that I was going to retire, and my family I was going to retire, and my friends I was going to retire, what happened was this: the people who passionately cared for me were totally okay with my decision. The people who wanted to judge me judged me. But here's the thing: me, my family, Amy, and my girls, we were so free. We were freed up because we finally made the decision and we finally moved ahead. And friends, if you're facing that decision and you're struggling to make that choice, I'm going to greatly encourage you to go ahead and make that decision. There's so much freedom waiting on the other side. Friends, if you're in a situation where you have a decision to make and you don't know what to do, I'm going to encourage you in this way. Reach out. At the Capitalize Your Best Life program, we offer something called therapeutic conversations. This is not counseling, it's described as a listening ear with an action plan. And in these therapeutic conversations, you get just that: a listening ear and the wisdom backed up to help you make the decisions you need to make and put in an action plan. We've had a dozen or so folks go through this in the last year. There's been tremendous results. We've had folks start new careers. We've had people move on to new stages of life. We have people make new money. We have people get healthy. Amazing things are happening with the therapeutic conversations. So if you would like to know more, please reach out to me. You can find me, Gordon Duncan, on every social media platform, and you can find Capitalize Marketing on every social media platform. So just reach out. But friends, here's my encouragement: if you're staring down a decision that needs to be made, do it now, because of this reason. The cost of delaying a decision you need to make is this: the cost is you're going to go through a long season of knowing without deciding. After that, you're either going to choose or something's going to choose for you. But if you make that decision, you're going to experience more freedom than you've ever experienced in your entire life. Friends, thanks so much for joining us. I look forward to talking to you again next week. Thanks again. Bye bye.